Hey, what's up everybody, this is Mike. Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about the iFlight Defender 25, one of these drones that people are getting crazy about nowadays because it is the smaller version of the well-known DJI Avata, or at least people seem to think that way. I can assure you it's definitely very far away from the Avata and what it's trying to be. Yes, of course, there are some visual clues to the Avata. It looks very similar on the outside, but on the inside it's very different. And I've been flying this drone for the past week or so, and I have some impressions that I want to talk about in today's video. So first things first, let's start with what I believe is the most important feature of the Defender 25, and that is that it's sub 250 grams. This puts it in a completely different category when it comes to comparing it to the Avata, so those comparisons are not really fair because the Defender 25 being sub 250 gram drone makes it possible to fly in a lot more areas where the Avata probably wouldn't be allowed to fly. So this is a big deal, and of course it also comes with the O3 air unit. Similarly to the Avata, of course, it comes with that amazing O3 air unit quality that we are now expecting from any new drone that comes out on the market. So it is a great step in the right direction. When talking about small quads that are sub 250 grams that can have that amazing quality from the O3 air unit, and still be super inconspicuous, and you can fly them around people. They look like a toy, so people wouldn't be that bothered about them. And of course, being that low weight, they are also a lot less dangerous, so that's a great thing in general. Now, one big talking point when it comes to the Defender 25 is this proprietary battery system, which I believe is genius. So you have two little latches here on top of the drone, and if you press them, that ejects the battery and you're good to go. To put it back, you simply need to slide it in and it sticks in its place and it's not going to go anywhere. It's very secure, and I definitely like this mechanism of using those proprietary batteries, but the thing is, they are not mandatory to be used. There seems to be a misconception of people thinking that these batteries are the only thing you can use on this drone, which is definitely not the case. You can use any 4S battery on this drone. As long as it fits on top, you can use it. Of course, you will have to use a strap to strap it down to the drone, so you won't be able to take advantage of this latching system. But if that's what you want to do, you can. Now, iFlight is doing something different when it comes to these batteries because they feel a little bit more less, dangerous. They don't feel as those ticking bombs that people are afraid of when they see a LiPo battery. So these are very similar to a traditional drone battery, similar to what we have on the Avata, on the mini drones, and any other consumer drone that is not FPV related. So these here probably are the way to go if you are trying to reach to a bigger market, to people that are probably the ones that will be buying the Avata but are looking for less hassle concerning remote ID. Maybe they are targeting those potential customers with a battery system like this one. I actually quite like those batteries. They have two different variations. You have a 550 milliamp hour battery, and then you have a 900 milliamp hour battery. On the outside, these two batteries look exactly the same, but you can immediately feel which one is heavier. So this one is the 900 milliamp hour battery and this one is the 550. It really makes a difference in their weight, and it's a huge pity that with the 900 milliamp hour battery, the drone is not sub 250 grams anymore. It's a little bit more than that, and I believe that's a huge bummer because this is the way the drone should come out of the box with the 900 milliamp hour battery. And I believe also the tune that iFlight has been working on for the Defender 25 is also for the 900 milliamp hour battery. When you're using the 550, the drone feels a little bit more disconnected. It doesn't feel as agile and as powerful as it feels with the 900 milliamp hour battery. That's just the way it goes with this specific drone. But once again, if you don't want to use these proprietary batteries, you can simply use a LiPo of your choice as long as it's 4S. something between 650 and 850 would be the ideal option for this drone. To charge these batteries, you have a charging board from iFlight, which is really simple to use. All you need to do is slide the battery in and just power it on in this little connector, and it's already connected. And from here you need to use one of these balance cables and one of these XT30 to XT60 connectors as well, and then you're good to go. You can simply put that in your regular FPV battery charger and it will charge straight away, no problem at all. Now, when talking about flying this drone, it's really not a surprise how good it is. Nowadays, all of these drones, especially when it comes to iFlight, they have been really pushing this drone community forward, in my opinion, with their bind and fly drones, because they come with some really good, well thought out options, and just the tunes on these drones is fantastic, I would say. So straight out of the box, this drone flies amazingly well. Now, one thing I discovered in my first ever flight with this drone was the fact that it's a little bit too sensitive, so I had to put some expo on all axis and just dial it down a little bit because it was way too sensitive for my needs. Now, granted, you can do a lot more with this drone that I'm doing here in my first couple of flights. For my first couple of flights, I was mostly cruising to check out the battery life between the two options of batteries that we have. And I came to the conclusion that with the 550 you can cruise for about 3 to 4 minutes, and with the 900 milliamp hour battery you can cruise up until about 6 minutes, which is fantastic for a drone this size. If you're flying more aggressively, of course, this will significantly drop down to maybe 2 minutes with the 550 and maybe 4 minutes with the 900 milliamp hour battery, something like that. It really depends on how you fly, but this is definitely not the best drone when it comes to acro stuff. However, there is one thing that I should definitely mention, and that is that if you want to do some acro stuff with this drone, you definitely can. It's just not like a 5-inch quad, of course, but that makes sense. But you're still not limited to only flying slowly and smoothly with this drone. You can do a fast-paced tracking with this drone. You can follow a fast-moving object like a car, a bike, a person. You will be able to do it. It's a fast-moving drone. Once it picks up speed, it's actually very impressive. And I have to say, I'm really digging the way this thing flies. It doesn't feel sluggish, it doesn't feel slow, and you can fly it whichever way you want. Here is my big problem with the drone. It's already cracked. Check this out. I think I only crashed with it once or twice, and obviously it wasn't anything serious. It wasn't like a big hit or something, and you can see it's full of little branches, little trees, and this is something that I hit. It was a small branch, invisible branch that I hit, and the frame is already cracked. So I'm not a fan of the frame being so brittle and obviously plastic and easy to break. And so I'm not really sure this drone can withstand a lot of crashes. Obviously, in my first clip I said it can withstand some small crashes, but this was a small crash and now the frame is cracked. So not really a good sign for the future when if you're planning to use this drone a lot. You might have to stock up on your spare parts, but yeah, just keep that in mind. My frame is already cracked. I reached out to iFlight to ask them about this cracked frame issue because it seems like not a good thing to have on such a small drone that should be able to take some hits. And they let me know that this is a pre-production unit, the one that I had, which comes with a little bit more brittle frame here, which is now not shipping anymore. They're shipping the new frame, which is a lot more durable, and they told me they will ship me a new one to change and see what I think about it. So maybe stay tuned for that. When I have this new part, I will make sure to update you guys on how strong the new frame is. For now, I'm a little bit disappointed with this frame and the way it cracked with a very small crash. I wasn't really expecting that to happen, but these things happen. And I will get the new frame as soon as possible and let you know, guys, about the strength of it. Like I said, iFlight is really doing great when it comes to making these pre-built configurations easier and easier for consumers to get used to. So now we have some little arrows here on the motors which are going to indicate the way the propellers spin, so you don't have to check in Betaflight anymore. You can simply see those arrows and make sure you are putting the props in the right direction. We have some landing gear here on the bottom, which is similar to the Avata once again, but I appreciate that because with such small drones, it's important to land properly without damaging the body itself, because this is where the air unit actually sits, so it's very close to the ground, and these landing protectors here are actively securing the air unit from being damaged. You also have a naked GoPro mount here already attached, so if you decide you want to use a naked GoPro, you can simply put a bolt here and attach it straight away. You don't have to print or order any additional mounts for it, which is a good thing because iFlight seems to be thinking about the consumers which will be using this drone, and that's a great thing. So the price of the Defender 25 is currently $540, available on iFlight's website, which I will link below. And now, especially with the O3 Air unit, this actually makes for a great setup, I believe. If you don't want to rock a naked GoPro, if you don't want to use an Insta360 Go2 or any other small camera on top, you are definitely good to go with just the air unit. Make sure you stabilize the footage yourself in Gyroflow. I think this is the better way to go. It is a little bit more time consuming when it comes to stabilizing every single clip that you take with this drone, but it definitely makes a lot of difference when compared directly to the built-in stabilization. At least in my opinion, this is a far superior way of stabilizing your footage, and the end results really speak for themselves. I am excited about these possibilities of having a very small footprint, but the great quality coming out of the O3 Air unit. I think it makes a whole lot of difference for those scenarios where you want to be as close as possible to your subject. You also want to have as lighter setup as possible, and this will be one of those drones that will be perfect for those situations. With that being said, guys, this is everything I have for you in today's video. Let me know what you think about the Defender 25 down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.